Next up is Hawkman issue 7, Robert Venditti writing, Brian Hitch on the art. So you guys take it away.
Yeah, so this is probably the best issue of the book for me.
Easy.
It's so good. So this is the origin issue, which of course we've been building to, because that's actually been built into the premise of the whole book so far.
But you know what I like too? It doesn't change any other origin of Hawkman.
No, this just comes before all of the others.
It builds on it and is like, hey, you want to know why Khufu was cursed? This is why Khufu was cursed.
Yeah, because it turns out originally his very first form, he was Qatar. No apostrophe in this time.
Ktar, just Qatar Deathbringer. Which
he was one of the Deathbringers, which we've been teasing since the start of the book.
Qatar Deathbringer would be an awesome band.
Yeah, it would.
Right? So, anyways,
this book opens with this fantastic page of like these vultures picking all these bodies, and then it's just Hawkman stood amongst a field of bodies, and it's a phenomenal couple of pages.
Yeah. And just his entire, like, he has grown weary. He's the weary soldier. So it turns out that the Deathbringers are basically going planet to planet and wiping people out. It reminded me, so like, look, I'm not a religious scholar, so I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff. But from what I've heard about Bible stories, this reminded me of like the tales of the archangels.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see it.
Like they are God's wrath and they're culling the herd. And that's what it felt like they were doing, these two Deathbringers. It's Qatar and what's the other guy's name?
I forget. I'll see if I can skim it and find it.
Yeah. But they're going through and Qatar's just like, I'm kind of over this, because they're taking all of these basically innocents from their planets to this altar in the center of space.
He's called Idam.
Yeah, Idam. And they're sacrificing him to, I assume, is from metal, the bat.
I would have thought so, and they're trying to bring him through.
Right. Who is that bat character?
The name, I'm blanking on the name.
The main bad guy in metal.
Yeah. Barbados.
Yeah, Barbados. Which again plays this right in the metal really nice.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And so, but he ends up seeing this, Qatar ends up seeing this redheaded woman amongst these bodies.
Yeah, and he's like, how are you here? We can, he keeps seeing on all these, we get a list of all these planets that they're culling, including Earth, Krypton, Ran, Thanagar's in there.
Yeah.
All of the quads in there. And this woman's just always there taunting him. She doesn't even say anything most of the time, but just her presence.
She's just taunting him because it's his conscience almost going like, you're better than this. And after some reflections, he decides, like, after one of the culls on Thanagar, he lets the Thanagarians know, he's like, hey, look, don't die for me.
It said, don't die because of me, don't die for me, die with me.
Oh, such a great...
And he, smashes the pillar, which is, the portal.
Right.
It's this rebellion that occurs.
And him and Idam are fighting, and it's kind of hinted that Adam's like, you're going soft, I'm going to take your spot. Like, if you let the other Deathbringers know you're going soft, they're coming for you.
Yeah, because he's the leader of the Deathbringers.
Right. He's the general. And so him and Adam fight, and he gets pierced by Adam's
he gets
axe.
stabbed pretty good.
And so he ends up in this, like, purgatory where this voice talks to him. And it's like, look, so you were changing, and you realize that this whole, basically sacrificing innocence wasn't good, but you still need to be punished. So you can either die now.
Field of skulls that he's in, presumably representing all the people he has sacrificed.
It is so metal.
And it's that's the deal. It's like, you can die now, and you will be kind of punished in essentially hell.
Perpetuity.
Yeah. Or you can live again and again, reincarnate across space and time until you save as many lives as you've ended. You've got to make up the debt, and you'll never know how many there is. Right. You'll never know how close you are, but each person you save, you'll get closer to your final death.
Right. And so now it's become a story about forgiveness. And if you had told me that was going to start in Hawkman, Like, you're like, okay, well, that's crazy. And then, what's funny too is that Morrison tried to swap out Hawkman for Zoriel
Yeah.
during his Justice League run, who was an angel. So, like, I feel like tying them all together and whatnot, like, it was super cool.
Yeah, it's kind of fantastic. And he's off, to fight the Deathbringers at some point, but he's heading towards Krypton next.
Right? Well, it's left of Krypton.
Well,
you
yeah.
So, and so we're gonna get the Krypton version of him next. Katar.
This issue was fantastic.
Mhm.
We've been pretty high on the book overall.
Yeah.
But this was above and beyond what I was expecting from it.
Yeah, it really, because I'd always, been people have propped up Johns as Hawkman forever, and it's really good. Don't get me wrong, but like, it still doesn't really clarify Hawkman. Whereas I feel like Venditti looked at that series and went, "Oh no, I can clarify Hawkman.
I can do better."
And this is it. Like,
because this origin doesn't undermine a single
Anything.
origin change he's ever had. Any
No.
version, it's like, yeah, they all work.
Well,
It's kind of a Morrison approach to it. It's like,
Well, it
screw
is,
it, we're doing all of them.
right. Or it's like when they reboot something and it's like, well, no, all of us are like Star Trek. Everything needed to happen in Star Trek as it happens in order to get the Chris Pine, J.J.
Yeah.
Abrams version. So that's true here too. All of the stuff that we know of Hawkman has to be there, so it all makes sense why he's been reincarnated. And it's not just the Egyptian curse
Yeah.
from Set, which isn't his name Set Adam? Or no, it's Half Set.
Had to set, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's going to tie into, is that's why they always go rounds. He always runs into Half Set.
Yeah,
Is because it's Adam. So, but yeah, this is really cool. The art looks really good in these, like you were saying.
Yeah, we've
Field of
been
Skulls.
praising Hitch's art a lot, more than I've ever praised Hitch's art before.
Yeah.
But the flow onto like that first page,
Yeah.
and then just the reel of him just stood there is fantastic. Him in the
And-
Field of Skulls is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Well, too, as crazy as it gets, it still hits just being restrained, because it's not a lot going on. It's Qatar standing on a field of skulls.
It's epic in scope, but it's not
Yeah.
plotted.
Exactly. So yeah,
No, it's fantastic. Yeah.
really good.
Ratings,
Mhm.
I'm
You go
going
first.
9.
Yeah, I'm going 9.5. It's
Yeah.
really good.
It is fantastic.
Yeah. I'm glad you said this is probably the best, because when I got done reading it last night, I was like, yeah, this is the best Hawkman issue so far. Like,
Yeah. We've been enjoying it, but it's not even close that this is the best.
Yep.